Well, ladies and gentlemen, look at what we got ourselves right here. Eldon Monitor is talking about who wants a second chance, the Undefeated Fours, which I just want to say for the record, this does not officially confirm that this sneaker will be dropping again. But I would say with rumors floating around now for quite some time, it would suggest that there is pairs left over. Who knows? Maybe we could see Nike drop some type of exclusive access release, which when you talk about this drop, as far as the most hype sneaker releases of the year, you got to put it up there with pairs like the Bread 85 Jordan 1s, the Black Metallic 5s. We also had the Union Jordan 1s, Nigel 4s, just to name a few. So when you talk about another chance to be able to grab these, I would say, why not? So let's go ahead and see what the people are talking about. This dude, Eric, said, I will pass a second time. Joshua B said, I mean, sure. Travis talking about never got a first chance, LOL. We got this dude chiming in talking about, I just want them to replace the pair that was stolen at UPS. Yeah, that was another problem. Remember, this release, we had the delayed shipping, which Undefeated did let us know in advance. But as far as the shipping delays, man, I ain't gonna lie, it definitely brought up a lot of concerns. And then, of course, you got to factor in the quality control problems. It felt like for a sneaker drop, like this is probably like the most complaints that we've ever heard when you talk about quality control, right? But this dude over here, he secured his pair, which I'm not gonna lie, these are definitely beautiful. A Jordan Brand cult classic, one that a lot of people thought would never drop. So even with all the quality control concerns and everything, I would still definitely like to see them drop these once again. I mean, why not? And let me know down below, man, did y'all have any issues when you talk about quality control concerns for your pair? Big Diamond said, I don't even care anymore for these. For some reason, I'm hooked on getting them black and silver Asics. They sell out too fast. All right, my man on the trends. We see you, bruh. Sneaker Sneak said, third chance for me, LOL. Missed the Chicago drop. This dude put, for what? They had the worst QC I've ever seen, especially for $265, then waiting for a month for delivery. I'll be passing on anything from Undefeated Jordan for a while, like never again. Here we go. We got people complaining about the quality control, which definitely seemed to be one of the big storylines surrounding this drop. An unfortunate consequence anytime you have a Jordan which is massively produced, such as this sneaker. But then again, what if they were to have made this super exclusive, limited, a shoe which not a lot of people could touch? Then I feel like a lot of the narrative would be kind of like they didn't make enough pairs to go around. So I, for one, I'm gonna applaud Undefeated Jordan Brand for doing this one the right way as far as making enough pairs to go around, even though we did have the QC issues and everything like that. I don't know if that's something that's really happening, affecting people on a large scale, or if it's just a whole bunch of people complaining on the internet, which makes it feel like it's a lot bigger than the problem actually isn't. So comment down below, let me know on any of the pairs you've picked up. Have you had any issues as far as like shipping? Did you experience shipping delays? And if Nike was to potentially drop these once again, maybe an exclusive access drop on the sneakers app, would you be fair game to see a pair like this return? I would say absolutely, why not? Now, in other news here, we got a first look at the VAA, the Virgil Abloh Archive Air Jordan 1 High Alaska. Now, this is a sneaker which I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't even really believe that it was actually coming back, but now that we actually got the first on-feet looks, by the way, on-feet of Fujiwara himself, a Fragment. This is just such a cool, nonchalant, calm type of flex right here. Like, how big of a flex is it to just pull up rocking these like it ain't nothing, like he's just wearing like a casual all pair of white on white Jordan 1s. You gotta love it. Now, as far as one of the big details that people notice right off the bat right here, where normally you would see the off-white branding, has now been replaced with the VAA for the Virgil Abloh Archive, which apparently behind the scenes, it seems like Off-White was sold at some point or another and is no longer a part of the Virgil estate. And as far as Nike business deals behind, they felt like it wasn't really necessary, to continue the Off-White branding. But it is cool to see that they are continuing these designs, which pay homage to the late Virgil. I love to see this, which I feel like I really didn't believe these were actually going to drop. Apparently the date was December is what they were throwing out there, but now that we got the on-feet looks, it looks like these blogs are reporting here a spring date, which I think they're kind of just throwing out a timetable hoping that it sticks. But my guess is we'll probably see these joints returning sometime, coming up in 2026. Y'all have been asking for it, and here we go. Now switching gears over to Adidas, we got a first look at what they're calling the Bad Bow 1, from Bad Bunny, which him and Adidas, their track record, he's been with the brand for a while now, from the Campuses to the Gazelles plus other models, which I can't think of right off the top of my head. I feel like when you talk about a collaborator who's mixing things up with these brands after, dropping his own take on some of their more kind of like, successful models, it's always going to be a goal to, of course, deliver your own all original silhouette, which looks like we have right here. Now, I believe we've seen some images of these floating around now, which I thought my first impression was that this kind of gave like a retro, almost like an 80s basketball sneaker type of design. And with a closer look here at what they're calling a sample, you could definitely see like the Jordan 7 inspiration right here. And I'm not like hating or anything. I feel like it's probably definitely an inspiration, which I think is a great look for a shoe like this. But it also kind of maintains some of those key Bad Bunny design elements. I'm talking about like the chunkier, fat skate shoe aesthetic, as you guys can see kind of like in the back heel. Definitely has like a fat, chunky aesthetic, which I guess is pretty cool. So not a bad looking shoe. Something that's gonna make me like run out and wanna grab these, probably not. But for Bad Bunny's first silhouette, I would say not a bad look. And I gotta salute him, man. This is everybody's, when you talk about collaborators with sneaker brands, this is their dream to, drop their own silhouette. So we got the Bad Bunny one, or Bad Bo one. I guess we'll see the 2, the 3s, maybe a long line of releases, following up this drop. And of course, it was recently announced that Bad Bunny would be headlining the upcoming 2026 Super Bowl game, which is kind of controversial in its own. Some people love it, some people hate it, but regardless, the decision has been made and it's happening. Now, when you talk about Adidas and the release of the Bad Bo 1, I feel like it would be perfect timing for them to drop these maybe sometime around the Super Bowl performance, preferably the night of. I think would be absolutely insane. And if they don't pull that off, I think would be a huge missed opportunity from the brand, which you got Bad Bunny, halftime show, the release of his first all-original silhouette. I think it would be perfect timing. My guess, these will probably be limited, exclusive, and all that good stuff, to continue to drive up the hype. And then before we bounce, lastly, we got a release date here for the Pharrell Williams Adidas Adistar Jellyfish, which is the follow-up to that first orange pair of sneaker, which definitely got a lot of great positive reviews. Resale prices have been skyrocketing, and overall, it just seems like people definitely rock with that one. One of the more hype releases from Adidas all year long. So as far as the follow-up colorways, you got the Focus olive joints right here, the solid gray pair, which previously was reported of an October 1st release date, which I kind of let you guys know if you follow the channel that when you talk about Adidas drops, they usually like to put a placeholder date for the first of the month, and then when the release date gets a little bit closer, then they'll actually follow things up with an update of the exact drop, which it looks like will be going down October 11th for both of these colors, which these are going to be dropping at different retailers and everything. But if you're looking to secure a sneaker like this, which my guess, these are probably going to be just as limited as the first pair, you should definitely check out the Confirmed app, which it looks like as we're speaking right now, it has just went live, the raffle, and results will go down coming up on the 11th as far as both of these colors, which they're cool, right? I feel like these colors are nice. I really don't think they're going to capture that same kind of, energy from the first release, that orange pair, which I think a lot of people gravitate towards this model. Of course, one, for its exaggerated proportions, the chunky aesthetic. I think it kind of reminds people a little bit of the Triple S. Some people would compare these to like the Yeezy 700, the Wave Runner, right? Which I get all those comparisons, but I think with this shoe, retailing for $300, they're kind of almost giving us somewhat of a designer feel, but they're kind of meeting us a little bit in the middle, right? With the price, they're not designer prices. Like I think the Triple S retails for like $900, $1,000 versus this one coming at $300. I mean, it's not super affordable, but they're kind of meeting us in the middle, I guess you could say, with this one right here. So if you guys are excited to grab a pair of these right here, if you missed out on that first orange pair, or if you rock with any of these colors right here, don't forget to enter the raffle, which has just went live as we speak via the Adidas Confirmed app. So that's all I got for you guys today. Comment down below. Let me know if you guys are entering for this release right here. What are your thoughts on Bad Bunny's very first all-original silhouette? Are you guys excited to see these Virgil Abloh designs return with Nike, kicking things off with this Jordan 1 Alaska, a shoe which I didn't even believe was going to drop, but now that we got the on-feet looks, I would say these are definitely looking cool. Or do y'all feel like this would be just something the same as like just a all-white, triple white pair of Jordan 1s? And then, of course, Undefeated 4s with potential rumors floating around that Nike's got leftover pairs. Would you guys be fair game to see a sneaker like this returning? Drop your feedback down below in the comments. If you guys enjoyed today's video, smash the like button. YouTube, they also got this new hype feature, so show some love to that as well. Plus, if you guys have been enjoying the updates, you don't want to miss out on anything, consider subscribing down below. JATV, I appreciate everybody. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I'm out. Love.